All right, welcome to the podcast. The fourth podcast on the channel.
Already, man. Feels like this is the
Yeah,
first one.
so the topic is how can we look into the next 5 years and invest in ourselves as young Christians? So,
Hey, Nikki, why don't you ask me, hey, Darius, how you doing?
no one cares how you
Yes, they
doing.
do
No one
care.
cares how I'm
They
doing.
they care if we are real people and if we're entertaining.
Okay, how I'm
If we could
doing.
be informational and
I'm doing
entertaining, you will have success in YouTube. Mark
Okay,
my words.
Okay, I'm doing fine. It just snowed for the first time in the snow stuck for the first time in 4 years
They can see the snow, right?
in South Carolina.
They can see the snow in the background.
No, the window is just white right now because of the shutter. But anyway,
Yeah, we live in the South, and whenever there's snow on the news, the South tends to panic and
yeah,
literally shut down everything.
everyone freaked out. Everyone rushed the grocery stores. Everyone took all the chicken, all the meat, basically sold out the stores. And for me, my power didn't even so much as go out. So the only problem that happened was
Me
that
neither.
the
The
and our
roads.
and our lines are in the are not underground anyway. So see, just everyone, the classic social media freak out because no one else got anything new to talk about. So
Yeah, and also because there's a lot of old people here, and I mean they could barely survive on their own. You know what I mean? And then add, freezing temperatures and
yeah,
icy roads, and
the snow literally stuck for one day on Sunday, and that's I guess the only day you couldn't really drive safely. So yeah, now the ice is starting to melt. It's above freezing temperatures, like around 40 degrees now. So yeah, everyone just started freaking out on social media, and nothing bad happened,
I
at least
saw
in this area.
I saw this meme that the scare, like the fear behind the snowstorm was actually um, these people who own supermarkets, and they bribe the meteorologists to
Yeah,
exaggerate the
that's a theory.
snowstorm severity so that people can go and fill up gas, get everything, get water, get like maybe 9 months
See, they're
of
smart.
food so that they could sell out their stores and make tons of
They
profit.
they profited off
And they would put it
these
high prices too,
these
because
scared
supply and demand.
these scared Americans. They're like, guys, your power might go out for 4 days. You better stock up on your groceries.
Yeah,
So yeah, they got them
they
real
didn't
good.
care that their eggs were $20 a carton. They're like, well, it's $20 or we die. So that's why in the Bible it says, "Do not be afraid of sudden terror. God's gonna
Hmm.
protect you." It's in Proverbs. Look it up.
Yeah, I guess social media was getting boring, so they had to spice things up. Okay, anyway, first topic. So, how can we in ourselves as young people looking ahead in 5 years? So, for example, I'm 21. How would I want myself to be when I'm 26? Or, and you can look at it like for me, 5 years ago, I was 16. When I was 16, how did I want my 21-year-old self to be? Or in your case, if you're 23, how did you see your 18-year-old when you're 18, how did you see your 23-year-old self?
Well, Nikki, you're assuming that these young people are thinking about the future, but
I know
I
that's
could
why we're
argue the
talking
fact
about it
I
to
could
make it relevant
I
for
could argue the
people.
fact that not a lot of these young people are thinking about the future. You know why?
Why the Christian youth?
In general, why are youth not thinking about the future?
I guess because they don't even think the world's gonna last that long or something like that?
Because the future doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. And so for to tell a young person that, hey, stop eating this way, you're gonna be fat and die in the future, they'll be like, am I gonna die now? And he's like, no, you're not gonna die now. You're gonna die later. It's like, well, I'm gonna die anyways. So if I'm not suffering now, what's the point of worrying about the future?
See, my message to, let's say, you're a teenager right now, as in 15, 16, around that teen area. Do you think about yourself in 5 years?
No.
And the thing is, I did sometimes think about myself in 5 years. I saw, like, when I was a freshman in high school, I was 14. I I saw myself as in having my own business, doing my thing, making the money,
At
and
16.
yeah, I saw, like, I didn't have a direct thought of which degree should I study for. And even when I graduated, I still didn't know what degree to study for. And yeah, so how about you? When you were a freshman in high school, how did you see yourself in 5 years? Or how did you see yourself after you would graduate high school?
You know how like you know how like your first 2 years or your first 4 years of like when you're a baby to like 4 years old, you don't have consciousness. And then as soon as like a random like Monday or Tuesday you gain consciousness and you start remembering,
No,
like
that's
you
just a
start experiencing.
meme. Like,
Okay,
it's what is your earliest memory, I guess.
yes, that's basically how I started thinking about the future. It was like all of a sudden. It was it was whenever I was in middle school and I was talking to a girl, and then I told my dad about it. And he's like, "Hey, you better not break these girls' hearts, because God's gonna punish them for you." And ever since then,
Punish you.
huh?
You said punish them. Punish you?
They would punish me, yeah. And so every time I talk to a girl, I'm thinking about the future. Oh, if I do bad towards this girl and treat her badly, then I'm gonna be punished in the future. So I started thinking about the future then, and then I applied that to every area of my life. Because so that kind of made me worry about the future. But not a lot of young people worry about the future. They worry about right now. It's pretty much, the difference between animals and us
What?
is because we think about the future and we have consciousness, and more reasons too. There's other things too, but animals don't think about the future. I mean, they probably do, but like they ain't thinking about like 5 years. They're
I
thinking
guess
about the next winter. They're thinking,
animals who hibernate, they think about the next season at least.
yeah, but that's the smarter animals. The like a dog. If you tell them, hey, don't eat a biscuit now, and I'll invest that biscuit, and you'll get 100 biscuits at the end of the month. That dog will not eat not eat it. It will eat it. It doesn't think about the future. It only thinks about its needs now, and that's the difference between us humans and them, is that we actually think about the future.
Okay, see, I guess the young person's problem is thinking about how I was, is that I I didn't look into myself in 5 years because you're a teenager still living with your parents and you don't really think about that. But now, since I moved out, you really, in the next 10 years, I could still be like, if I don't put my mind to it, I could still be in the same apartment in the next 10 years, you
Yeah,
know, or even the next 20 years. If I feel like I want to live in an apartment for 20 years, I guess I'll live there for 20 years. But like, now, since I'm on my own, you think about, okay, look how fast 5 years go. How can I invest in myself, invest financially, so I can become, you know, less stuck and have more freedom?
why do you want to think about the future? What made you think about the future?
It's just that
Why worry about the future for you?
Not worry about the future because like the dollar could just become, let's say, cash, paper cash becomes totally irrelevant. And to someone who's just holding up cash, what happens to him?
Lose all his money, all his
You know?
value.
So like all that cash that you stacked up for years is just useless in all the sacrifices you made. So
So why does that make you worry about the future? Are you scared? Are you want to be prepared? Or what is
yeah,
it? Is it
everyone wants to be prepared.
what's the motivator behind thinking about the future? It's fear, isn't it? You don't want to
Hmm.
have money. You don't want to have no money. You want to have a good career. You want to have a good future. You want your wife to be pleased that, everything's going well and your investment brings, you know, brings fruit and stuff and it works out and profit. So why we think about the future is because, future could be the thing we want to avoid. I mean, he's doing some technical things, but I mean, for me, why I think about the future is not because I can have, not because I want a great life, although that is part of it, but a majority of it is that I'm scared that I won't have a good life. That if I make poor decisions now, then I'm gonna have a poor life in the future, and so that's like motivating me. That fear is motivating me in a good way to do good now, to invest now, to study now, to make good relationships, and to make good habits, so that I can have a good future, so I cannot not have a bad future, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Is majorly motivated out of fear and a little bit that I want to have a good time and a good family, but it's
And
like I don't want to have problems in the future.
also fear of missing out. Like for example, you see all these rich people and they say the same thing like, "Oh, if I can do it, you can do it too," you know? And for example, a real life scenario is that in October of last year, October 25, I was looking at the price of gold and the price of silver, and people were saying gold is going up, and the price of silver stayed at 50 an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
So like 50 of an ounce, that's like nothing. Like, see, my ring is made out of silver, and it weighs only 7 grams, and it's only worth like, by the time I got it, it was only worth like what, like $15 in melt value, even less, I think. Yeah, it was like seven, because it was like $1.50 a gram. So my ring would be like 7 grams, so it was like $8 in
So
melt value.
your ring is like worth $15.
No, when back in October, because silver didn't really blow up right now, and as of today, I know last time I checked it was 100, but it's probably like more right now. Honestly, let's look.
What, it 10x its value?
Let's see the current silver price right now.
I mean, everything's going up. I mean, even my
No, but the thing
investments.
is, I was looking at, look, it's a $108, and gold is now 5,000 an ounce. Holy crap!
What, before it wasn't like that?
Cause I was looking at, Tracks NYC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would keep on seeing his videos pop up, and he'll be like, gold is going up, silver is gonna blow up, and I was looking at that, seeing silver at $50 an ounce, and I didn't invest.
Well, bro.
And like, let's say someone got like 30,000 cash laying around. If he could have put all of that in silver, he would have 60 grand right now, and so on and so forth, 300 grand to 600 grand. It's just crazy.
I know.
Cause
Investing
I
seems like free money.
cause I was looking at it when it was $50 an ounce, and I didn't act on it. And now I'm seeing that it's $108 an ounce, and just, man, I'm just hit with the total regret.
That
So
shit, what's the big deal? You say what? It's
no,
not
because
like you
I know,
spent.
like, look at Bitcoin, for example. It goes up like, oh, I could have invested in Bitcoin, but no, I wasn't even like looking into Bitcoin like that. But me, I was looking into silver and gold like that. I was like, should
Were
I
you doing
invest or
any
not?
investing at all, or were you just saving your money?
No, all I did was I bought a gram of gold in like 2 months ago,
Uh huh.
and now it's $162 a gram,
What? So what's your
and
profit?
I bought it at 145.
Oh, so you lost money
No, I bought the
at 145, and now it's 115.
162, buddy. The
What?
gold.
So you made some profit.
I made a dumb $20 profit.
A dumb $20.
No, but I bought it when it was actually worth $115, and the royalties for making it into a nice little gram, it costed 145.
Well, you know why everything's price is going up? It's because the dollar's going down.
You see, yeah, the dollar's going down.
But anyways, don't kick yourself because you didn't invest in Bitcoin or in gold. 3 years ago. It's like you don't know that. I mean, if you would have invested in Bitcoin at
I know, but
120K,
the
look,
the
let's
the
say
guy
you're
on YouTube
thinking,
Shorts I was talking about, he was saying silver's gonna
ah,
go
and
up,
there's
and
also
it's just
another
I
guy
know.
that's saying, oh, don't buy gold, it's gonna go
I
down, and
know it's
one of
because
them's gonna be true.
he's just saying, oh, silver's gonna go up, but he's not being held accountable on his word. He's like, yeah, I was right because now silver's up, but if silver crashed, what would he say? Oh, the market, I didn't know.
Yeah, and
So
yeah.
that's
So
why you
why do you
shouldn't
care
believe
about what
everyone.
people say?
I know, but
You just do it based off how you understand things. You don't invest in stocks just because someone told you to. If someone did, if someone tells you to, that means they bought a lot of money. They bought a lot of that stuff, and they're hoping you to be the dumb one and buy after them so you can make them money. That's how crypto and uh, uh, coin dump and pumps work. Like, oh, buy this crypto, it's gonna go up. It goes up, but then the guy who told you to buy it already sold it, made millions
yeah,
off of you dumb people. And
those are the classic crypto scams.
so yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
don't think that you're gonna invest and make tons of money. That's not how it works. You have to wait. First of all, you can't be like, "Oh, I invested it last week and it's down $2. I'm gonna sell it." No, you have to wait. Look, I invested in in Emerson. You know Emerson?
What's that?
It's an electrical company that produces that makes like electrical parts. Legit, when I started my new job, and
You invested in your own
no, it was
the company you work
no, it
for.
was what my company was buying from their supplier. I was like thinking, well, I'm like, if I'm gonna invest in a 401k, I might as well buy in something like construction because construction is never gonna go away. You know how much I'm up right now?
Hmm.
60%,
60%.
and I'm getting dividends on that. But guess what? I waited legit the first year that I did that, I was down 20%. And then now 3 years later, I'm up 60%.
Okay, so how can we look at this and see what can we do about it in the next 5 years?
Okay, first of all, before we think about that, you have only a certain amount of energy and time to do things, right? You can't do everything, right? And so what's your number one investment that you should be focusing your time and energy on?
Yeah, yourself.
Why?
Because you gotta
Does not expect.
increase your chances of success. See, the keyword is chances. Like
How does investing in yourself increase your chances?
success is not a straightforward line. Like I guess it is if you work at the same company for your whole life. I guess that's success, but like success as in, you know, your business blowing up or your product that you made blowing up. So you got to increase your chances of winning cuz it's all a chance.
That investing in yourself?
Yeah, investing in yourself, getting smarter, learning what other people aren't learning, taking risks, working at it every day.
Well, what I think of investing in yourself means is your knowledge, your abilities are, and your character, your lifestyle. And so, what Jesus said, he said, invest in yourself. He said, what's the point of a man gaining the whole world if he loses his own soul? Right? And so, what God was saying was, um, uh, value, or what was Jesus saying? He was saying, value things you don't see instead of the things you do see. And what are the things you do see? Materialistic things, money, uh, status, I guess, and whatever things, right? But what are the things that Jesus said to value? Things that you don't see, which is your spiritual life, which is your relationship with God, which relationships with other people, um, your character, your life with God, like peace, love, joy, rest. Like those are the things that.
Yeah, but what about patience?
Patience is another one. It's like your character, right? So when we say invest in yourself, that's legit saying invest in your education, knowledge, your character, your
Like
relationship with Jesus.
look at a biblical example with Joseph. He was in prison for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine you look yourself. Imagine being in prison for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you're, I think
What
me,
a waste of time,
if I was in
huh?
prison for like 3 months, I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting my time like crazy. I could be out there doing stuff.
Uh-huh.
Imagine 12 years. And I guess God rewarded him with second in command of Egypt because he was faithful for those 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess think about that as yourself. Like, why am I not successful? I want to make money. I want to make good money. I don't want to be in a boring 9 to 5. You just gotta be like Joseph. Be faithful every day, even if it takes 12 years.
Well, everyone's timeline is different. Everyone's story is different. For God, for Joseph, God wanted Joseph to be in prison, to be accused of of false things, and he became second in command. That's only God's doing. But like maybe like for example, Abraham was rich from the beginning from his family. It's not like he was from the bottom now we up. No, he was born in a rich family and he was very rich to begin with. And so, um, for you young people, especially Christians, do not compare yourself to these secular, uh, popular people. Like yeah, they have Lamborghinis, yeah, they have money, yeah, they have girls or whatever attention that they may have. But Jesus said, if what's the point? What's the point of having all those things if you don't have Jesus? So, if you have Jesus, you have everything, and so have Jesus. Like people think that, oh, when I become a millionaire I'm gonna be better, or I'm gonna have peace in my heart, or I'm gonna have a Lamborghini. It's gonna be fun. Don't you realize that like once you have something new, it's like exciting in the beginning, but it slowly fades away? Like I remember the first time you drove, you were excited in the beginning, and then after
Hmm.
6 months or whatever, you're like, can someone else drive? Like that's the same
Yeah.
feeling when you're gonna get $1 million or something else, right? But that's why you shouldn't pursue all these worldly things, because they're not gonna fill your void. Only Jesus Christ can fill your void. You were literally created by Him, through Him, for Him in Romans 8. And no, it's actually Colossians. Never mind, sorry. And you were meant for Him, to serve Him, not to serve the world. And so, if you want to invest in yourself in 2026, Forget about your career. Forget about your crypto. Forget about your gold, your Bitcoin. Grab your Bible and start reading, start praying, and start investing in your relationship with Jesus. Because Jesus said, you know, oh, don't worry about what you'll eat, what you'll drink, where you'll sleep, right? But pursue the kingdom of heaven. Seek the kingdom of heaven
Okay, what about
and pursue his
present day?
righteousness.
Present day.
And all these things will be added to you. Look at that. All these things will be added to you. Just do that first, and God was going to take
Okay,
care of you.
present day for these young people, young Christians. You graduated high school. Now, what do? Should you stick to your job? Should you work overtime?
Yes.
Like Monday through Saturday.
If you're Monday, okay, let's say you have so much, you need to get a job, absolutely, because you can't be unemployed. You need to you need to get money so you can provide for your family, right? But if you have so much free time at the end of your job to like goof around and to play video games and like do dumb stuff, then you should probably work overtime or go to school. Because there's a lot of people that I know that have a 9 to 5, and then after their 9 to 5, their 5 through 9 is playing video games,
Basically resetting.
maybe resetting, but
Or maybe they just have the feeling of like being sick and tired of their job so much. They just want to just
relax and
entertainment.
reset. Yeah, but the problem is that you're working 9 to 5, and then your 5 to 9 is resetting for the next workday. But the problem is if you hate your job, then you're just gonna repeat the same cycle, right? You're just gonna be wishing till your workday is ended and your weekend starts.
Your mentality during your job.
You should enjoy what you do.
Cause I guess most younger people,
You should love what you do.
their jobs right now, they're mostly entry level jobs, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Like
Burger King, Chick-fil-A.
like a construction worker or an apprentice or
No, they're not. They're in college. The majority
people
of
who aren't in college.
the majority of young people go to college because that's what they were fed to do. That's what they were told to do, and so they're in college. And so you have going to the trades is not
Which is a decent
common
thing to do if you're still living with your parents and your parents, still like having you live with them and they want you to.
But if you're married, you have to move out.
College. Wait, okay. Yeah, if you're single and your parents still want you to stay with them and go to college. College is really good. Find first of all, find something that you really want to do. Like if you're good at math, to go to some engineering.
Well, not only that, but find something that's profitable too. Like if you like drawing and doing art class, don't take a college for that unless you actually think that you're gonna get a job off of that. Like don't go to what arts and crafts and humanities, get yourself a degree in communications, and you graduate college, but you don't have a job, right? So the thing about thinking about the future is that you have the future in mind while you're doing things. You have the end goal in mind. So, like for example, when you're dating, your end goal is to get married and to stay happily married. So while you're dating, you have that in mind. You have that. You're looking for the things that make a happy marriage. At the job, you're thinking of making lots of money or having a lot of free time at the end or having a skill set while you're working. You have that in mind. And so at college, when you're enrolling in college and studying, you need to have the end goal in mind. You can't be saying, "Oh, I just need to pass this test." No, you got to be like, "When I finish college, now what? What am I gonna do then? Oh, I'm gonna need
Get
a job. But what if I don't have? What if I don't get a job?
You keep on trying because that's all you can do.
I know, but you have to think of these things before you go into college, so you don't wake up at the end of college with tons of debt and no job. Like there's a guy that I know. He's in software and or in IT, and he doesn't have a job right now. He didn't think this through. He didn't put internships as a priority. He wasn't applying for jobs while he was in school so that when he graduated, he would have time. He didn't think of these things. Now he's stuck working at an entry job with a college degree because he didn't think about the future or at least act on it. And so, do you want, as a young person, to be stuck in those situations? No. So, right now, even though you're 16, even though you're 18 or whatever, older, you have to have the end goal in mind whenever you do things. And if what you're doing does not serve that end goal that you want, that dream, then don't do it. It's like playing video games. Yeah, you're relaxing, but how does that serve your end goal? Unless you're trying to be a YouTuber or trying to make money off of the
I mean,
game.
there's a point in life that the humans just everyone wants to stay occupied. People say, "Oh, I'm so tired from work," but at the end of the day, you kind of feel fulfilled of the job you did. Like, let's say you put tile, and you're doing a tile shower. You're like, "Oh, I hate doing tile, man. It's breaking my back." But at the end of the job, you see your work, you see the tile shower, and you're like, "Man, I did it nice." And that's your purpose. That's what you do. So I guess doing that was better than staying at home all day,
Yeah,
not doing anything.
yeah.
And even if you think you're underpaid, let's say you're just the hourly guy and the boss takes most of the profit. Like, let's say the shower costed like $1,500, and you finished the shower in 2 days, and you only got $400 for it. So even if you think you're being underpaid, just that's your purpose. You keep working on that, keep getting experience, and it applies for other stuff too.
And there's a Bible verse that says, "In all profit or in all labor, there is profit." It may not be materialistic things, but look, you make a connection, you make a relationship, you learn how to solve a problem, you gain that experience, and that's very valuable. That's why old people in business get paid tons of money. They don't do absolutely nothing, but they're paid
They
because of the
have the
experience that they have and the wisdom that they have. And so the marketplace will not pay you based off what you think you should get paid. It'll pay you based off of the value that you give. So don't be working at McDonald's and complaining, why am I not getting paid $100 an hour? You're not worth $100 an hour. Become a become an electrician, become an accountant, become a lawyer or doctor, whatever. Be more valuable to people, and people will pay you more.
it's like not everyone can be rich, I guess. Like most
Well,
people will just be in the working class their whole life. So people
I
just
disagree with that.
most people, I said.
No, I disagree that most people can't. Dude, you just need to
Well,
live below your
it's
means.
the mindset, of course.
You gotta
But
live
like,
below your means.
the show The Bear?
Oh,
It's on Hulu. It's about this guy changing his brother's sandwich shop into a gourmet restaurant.
no, I don't know.
So yeah, his brother killed himself, and he left his gourmet job, kitchen job, because he's a gourmet chef, and he left it to tend to his brother's business. And the show is just about the grind about being a chef.
Probably
So,
sucks.
well, yeah, of course it sucks. There's like a bunch of stressful moments, and like he got locked in the freezer. He started crashing out. It was like crazy. But you see, even if you're a chef, like that, you have like no time to even check your phone, like during work, which is insane. Like even on the, let's say, a BMW assembly line, if you are like if that's your grind, like that's your motion, you would eventually like, screw it. I got a job to do and I'll do it. No more moping around. Like in the show, like yeah, some people might think it's stupid. Like, bro, you're stressing out over some customer's dish,
Uh-huh.
but they were like striving for perfection and efficiency. Like
But
all they were caring about was perfection, and he would like be so stressed out about it and just like fully invested into his cooking.
well, he's not
So
in it for the money. He's in it for
like
the
like
ego
let's
the
even if
satisfaction.
yeah, even if he didn't even profit that much a month for that month, like it's still his grind, his purpose, like that keeps him occupied. And that's how everyone should be. Like even if you don't think you're doing much, just put your grind into it. Like if you don't like on in life, if you don't got work, like what else you got to do, honestly?
Idle hands are the devil's workshop.
Like if you are not at work every day doing something that you are putting your grind into, of course you got time to be depressed and all that. It's not about being happy, it's about being doing your purpose.
I have a
Like
celebrity example. I think you know that celebrity example. You know Akash Singh, the comedian?
no, I
You
just know
don't
that
know him?
I just know that his wife is totally disrespectful to him.
Exactly.
But
So she's very disrespectful to him, even though he's doing very good for himself. They're married, right? And his wife is not being is is very disrespectful towards him. And you know why? Because she does absolutely nothing. She has so much free time. She doesn't. They don't have kids. She doesn't work. She doesn't have house things to do. She doesn't do anything. And so
yeah,
for her,
he's
she's like, "We're gonna
completely
make some drama because I'm living this boring life and I have no responsibilities." And so look at that. Her idle hands were used by the devil and ruined Akash Singh's life. Even though they're not Christians or anything, even as them as secular people, they had too much free time, and that was actually a curse and not a blessing.
well, who knows what's going on behind the scenes? Maybe he's with it. Like, okay,
What
maybe
to just
yeah,
to
maybe he's like, okay,
his
he
comedian.
talks to his wife and said, okay, you let's create some drama and like be disrespectful to me, say that you're gonna do this to this other man, and we'll start getting attention, getting more views and all that.
But I tell you,
Maybe that's what he's talking about behind the scenes.
so it's his idea to make him profit. The thing is,
Probably.
that's a dumb idea because now no one's gonna forget about that whenever he
Like
goes up
maybe
on
he
stage.
saw that his views were going down and he just started to create some drama, I
Hey
guess.
woman, be disrespectful to me. That's him shooting in the foot, bro. Instead of like him, like doing something positive to drink thing.
I mean, look, he has a bunch of views. He probably knows what's going on with behind the scenes with all these YouTube views and what actually gets the views.
I know, but I think it's just short term. But
Well,
anyways,
whatever.
anyways,
Bad publicity is
there's
better than no publicity, I guess.
all publicity is good publicity.
Hmm.
I know, but like, if you're a sane person, I wouldn't do that. I would figure out another way instead of having my wife disrespect me.
And look, other YouTubers are reacting to the his wife's disrespect.
I know, but think about it. You can't just say, "Oh, it was only a
The
facade."
cord, it makes crackle noise.
Don't be like, "Oh, it was a facade," because even if it's true or not, she did say those things, and so we're laughing and having fun, not with you, at you. You know what I mean?
I know. Like I said, who cares if they're laughing at him? He is getting the views. He's getting the attention.
Yeah, but if you don't get respected as a comedian, it's like no one's gonna want to hear your jokes and laugh about it. You know?
I mean, that guy's mentality is insane to keep that marriage going. Even, let's say the disrespect was real. To even keep that marriage going, oh my,
I can't. It
that
can't be
guy's a
fake.
strong mind.
It can't be fake.
I mean, it's gotta. I think it's
He
fake.
does not have a strong mind. He has a weak mind. He's a simp. But anyways, we're thinking about the future, right? Um, where were you going off of this?
I was talking about the show, about the grind.
Yeah,
That even if you're a chef, you might think, oh, a
getting paid
rocket.
as much,
I'm not a
but
rocket scientist. I'm not a skyscraper builder or whatever you think is a more important job.
mm-hmm.
But you in that show, like they're just the way you look at it, like they're just chefs. They're they're running a restaurant at a time where most restaurants are closing down in Chicago. So they're just even the employees, like you have the head chef who's like the owner, and all the employees they're all in it with for the grind. That's just they see it, that's their purpose.
What
Like
does the Bible say about the grind and working?
what in well in Ecclesiastes what's that? Is it yeah, Ecclesiastes?
Uh-huh.
Solomon's Ecclesiastes, right?
Yeah.
He says
Ecclesiastes.
he is the he's showing like the negative outlook, saying, what's the point of all this work? What's the point of all this? We're just a breath of the earth's life. We're just gonna die and no one's gonna remember our name. So that's what one way the Bible looks at it.
And then he says that he realizes that um it's like the only thing good is that you would do something with your hands and that you would enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? And
Yeah, I used to get that like when I would work tile, I would like I would be like, oh, this is so hard, man. Then I get home and like, man, that was a good day at work. I'm chilling
it
on the
looks
couch.
nice, everything's
Like you
good.
feel proud of yourself, not because of the money you made, but just because like, yeah, I
The
worked hard
impact you
today.
did.
I worked hard today. We got stuff done. Now I can relax, chill, go to bed.
Mm-hmm. And also another thing that the Bible says is
And
that
look at
what you
this for
do.
the next, well, in our lives, we have like what, 40 more years of working and stuff like that?
Uh-huh.
Is it going to be like that for the next 40 years?
Well, my parents are like that. The older people are like that, so yeah.
People are like, oh, rat race, all that. They think people are thinking that they're woke, that they realize the system. Like, no, dude, that's how humans always been. Like, just wake up, go to work, come back home, repeat. Like, honestly, that's all you can do.
No, I
And
mean you
then
could change.
vacation sometimes, and then weekend getaway sometimes, and it's just all
Yeah,
the same thing.
the only rat race about it is that you shouldn't go to work because you have to. You should only go to work because you want to. And before we get into this, the Bible says, whatever you do, whatever you eat or drink, do it for the glory of God. So when you're working as an electrician or tiles or accounting or whatever job you have, pretend like you're working for God, like in God's business. It's like, let's say you're a real estate agent and for some reason God wanted you to manage some houses or whatever of his houses. You would work at your current job as if you were working for God, trying to do the best, trying to make sure everything goes right so that God's name would be praised and glorified, so that his kingdom would run good, It's like you being a construction worker, right? You're doing tiles for all these companies, but then a church comes to you and says, "Hey, we want tiles in our bathroom." And you would be like, "Oh, okay, it's for God. I'm going to do it as better than what I do at work." So it's like what you do, pretend,
Yeah, but do you
or
charge them for it?
that's another discussion. But it's like it's like the quality of work is like I'm doing it for God. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna bring the best first fruits. I'm gonna do a good job because this is for God. You know, this is how we should do work.
I
Not
mean,
just
honestly, like, look, cause in our new church, I'm sure they're gonna have tile summer, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if they come to me and ask me, Nick, I know you work tile. Why don't you come help us with tile? I'll be like, yeah, sure. I'll in my free time, yeah, for sure. And I'm not gonna be, it's easier because you're not stressed about it. If the customer likes it or not, because you're doing it for free. But the thing, like, you're more
Well, I mean,
chill
you would
about
be
working.
stressed out to make sure God likes it. You know what I mean? That you do it quality,
Well,
honest, and stuff.
God's not gonna
I
critique your
know.
work. He's gonna see your heart.
Uh huh.
You just, yeah, just it's just tile. You just make sure it's all good and what you usually do for customers.
Yeah, but you would wake up in the morning and be like, "It's time to do God's work. I'm gonna finish this bathroom. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna make
Yeah,
it
and
look
I
good."
guess
That's like the attitude. Is like you want
yeah,
to do it. You
most
know, you
people's
want to do a good job.
attitude, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm doing this for free, man. I don't want to do
Exactly,
this."
because you're not thinking doing it for God. But when you think for that you're doing things for God, like working or anything, you'd be like, "Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna make sure to do it good because God has blessed me so much. I want to do a good job for Him. I'm gonna praise His name. I'm gonna make sure that I have a good reputation so God's name is
I mean,
praised."
with tile, this is only about tile. Maybe it's different for other jobs. Like, let's say someone's asking you to do accounting work,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you like accounting or not, but that's just all paperwork, so I wouldn't know about that. Imagine you have to do that for free. I guess that would suck. But I guess in tile, like at a point, it becomes like an art. Like you just like to do it, honestly. Like as long as you get the ergonomics right, you're lifting with your legs and you're not stressing your body out too much. It doesn't become that hard.
Ergonomics. I haven't heard that word since my career orientation uh,
Yeah, it's
for
just
my job.
not
Ergonomics.
not stressing out your body when you don't have to. Like instead of walking with two 80-pound buckets across for a quarter of a mile, you put it on a on
40
a
pounds and you go twice.
no, you put it on a bucket roller. It's like there's no point of stressing out your body when you don't have
Uh-huh.
to. So like once you've been doing it for a while and you get the motion of tile, it becomes, I guess, quite just decently enjoyable.
You know what? How I think about work? So, since I'm doing it for God, I want to become the best electrician, the best master at my craft, right? And why? Because one day, if God says for me to do electrical work at some church or whatever, some organization, that I'll be able to say, yes, I can do it, and with success. You know, it's like it's like me trying to become a builder and be like, I want to do it for God's glory. I want to become a builder and a really good builder so that I can build churches for these small groups of people that don't have a place to serve the Lord. It's like what you do as a career, you want to find a way that you can serve the Lord with it. And then
Yeah.
when you find a way, it gives you like a boost of motivation and another reason to wake up in the morning
Yeah,
and
this
to
is
get better.
just all the mentality about going to work. Like you just go to work and be happy, say, "Oh, I'm here, I'm doing my thing," and just enjoying yourself.
I've seen people at work who, so the way electrician works is like the ladder is you become an apprentice, which is stage zero. That's their entry.
Just
And
opening
then
boxes.
you're basically manual labor. It's the electricians don't want to sweat and they make you do it, right? It's not skilled labor. And then from apprentice with zero experience, you gain some experience and you become top helper. And top helper is like you're basically an electrician. You can do things on yourself, but you don't have you need to have someone supervise you just in case, right? You don't have that a responsibility yet. And then after that is electrician. Basically, your boss, your foreman tells you what to do. You know everything how to do it. You ask the right questions and you do it, and he can leave and leave you unsupervised, and you'll do the job correctly and how he wants it. And then after that is foreman, which is basically the guy with the tablet, and he has the map and he has the final decisions. Now, I knew people that worked 5 years as an apprentice, as a helper or apprentice. 5 years. Guess how much years I spent as a helper? 1 year and a half. And then, so what does that mean? What does that mean?
That's pretty long. A year and a half as a helper.
I know, but one guy was 5 years as a helper. What's the difference between that guy and me? We were doing the same work.
Maybe he didn't care as much as advancing.
Exactly. He didn't care. And so he didn't want to learn as fast. He didn't want to implement himself. He didn't want to go to school. He didn't want to become better. And that's why it took him forever to become an electrician. From helper or apprentice to electrician. And I became an electrician after a year and a half working for this company. And so if you want to succeed, and not only that, but fast, you need to put effort and you need to care. Like, if you don't change, your life won't change. And so you'll just repeat the same thing over and over again. That's why I don't like it when people from their 9 to 5, after that, their 5 to 9, they sit and play video games. It's like, yeah, you need to relax, but your 9 to 5 isn't going to become better. It's not going to change. So if you hate your job, you're just going to be stuck in that cycle.
Also, when you come back from work, you feel like mentally fried, right?
Yeah, I do.
You feel like just you're fried because you put so much attention into your job during that day that when you come home, you're like, just sit down, watch TV, whatever. When you get, I guess it depends on the jobs that you have, but if you have a simple job, like when you get home, like you still have time. Do other stuff. Do other hobbies.
Even I've
Like
had
me,
days.
I would look. I can give an example that I would come home from doing tile, and I would want to play tennis. Most people would not want to be doing that.
No.
Like I was doing like a whole floor, and I would come home and say, "Yo, let's play tennis," and we played tennis.
So, do you think you would have the same energy as if you were going to do more tiles or to become a tile master or whatever, or to do something for schooling?
Like if I worked tile from the morning to 1 in the morning.
No, like let's say after your 9 to 5 doing tiles, and you could do something to improve your 9 to 5 the next day. Like if it's schooling or education, whatever, would you have the same energy and passion to do that?
To benefit myself?
To benefit your 9 to 5, yeah.
To make it easier for me?
To make it easier, to make it more money, whatever. Would you have that same energy like you did with tennis
for example,
to improve your work career?
Like, for example, when I was first starting doing manual labor, like going into construction sites, I didn't focus on my footwear. I just wore my dad's old boots. I didn't focus on, good construction clothes. So I would be wearing like shorts on the work site and like old boots. So now I'm like, oh, my feet are hurting. I'm gonna get good insoles. Oh, I'm getting scratched up at work. I'm gonna, most companies won't let you wear it like that. But when I was like working, without OSHA, you wear good pants, wear a belt, tuck in your shirt into your belt, so you have a better ergonomics. So yeah, I would think about, yeah, I should wear better outfits to work.
Yeah. So the thing is that you would, but for someone For example, my example with the guy who took 5 years to become an electrician. He didn't care. He didn't care. He was doing the same thing that you said earlier, 9 to 5, and then after that he would relax and smoke weed and play video games, and then his life would repeat. It took him 5 years for him to get to the next level. Why do that when you could
But why do you
speed
think
up the process and
why are
get there
most
earlier?
people like that?
Because they don't think about the future. They don't think about the future. They'll spend 5 years getting uh, $10 an hour when they could have gone to school and shorten that time and make themselves a better future, and suffer a little while and have it only 1 year of getting $10 an hour so that they could double their salary for the next 4 years. But they don't think like that. Just like you said in the beginning, not a lot of people think, or at least I said it, not a lot of people think about the future. And if they did, including young Christian men and women, they would not be doing the dumb stuff that they're doing now. They wouldn't be scrolling social media because they realize that they just become uh, more angry and frustrated, and they compare themselves. They wouldn't do that if they were thinking about their future. They wouldn't be doing drugs if they were thinking about their future. They wouldn't be sleeping around and ruining themselves purity wise and relationship wise if they were thinking about the
Well,
future.
because most people just do what makes them feel good.
Well, that's the problem. So if you young people, yes, you want to feel good, but don't sacrifice your future for it. Don't sacrifice your salvation for it.
Okay, how
We're
can we
supposed to
make
walk in the spirit and not in the flesh.
so it's normal for young people to not think about the future,
Yes, of
especially
course.
5 years into the future?
It's
How
normal,
can we make
but it's not good.
what is a good way to start thinking about 5 years into the future?
You sit down with a paper and pen and you start writing. You start envisioning your future. You start envisioning your future. Okay, after this job, am I going to get promoted? What happens in 1 year or 2 years? Is it going to be the same life or not? You have to. The way I thought about it is I worked backwards. So I start from my end goal where I'm not in the future, and I work backwards and say, okay, this is where I want to be. This is where I am right now. What path? How can I get to where I am? And so for me, I wanted to have my own electrical company, and I was at zero. I was at scratch. And so, how can me, being a normal person, zero experience, have my own company? And I did it backwards. I did it backwards from that end goal. Okay, as your own company, you're the boss. You have to know everything about electrical. Okay, how can I know everything about electrical? Oh, if I get licenses and I get schooling and if I get tons of experience. Okay, how can I get those licenses and tons of experience? Oh, by working, and then not only that, working electrical, but I have to go do some schools so I can speed up that process and gain some knowledge that I couldn't from my workplace. So that's how I was able to set my career path by working from the end goal backwards. So you're probably thinking about this wrong. Oh, what's the next best move? The next best move is dependent on your end goal, and then figure out what you want in life. Figure out what you're dealing to settle with as a good future for you in the future, and then work yourself backwards and figure out a path to get there. Because people don't have an end goal. And if you don't have an end goal, you don't have priorities. And if you don't have priorities, you're just doing whatever you feel like. And you can't be upset and wonder, oh, how come I don't have $1 million? How come I didn't get to that place? How come I don't have my dream job? Because you didn't act on it.
Just
You're not
find
doing
something.
anything for it.
I think everyone will be happier if they find something and put a grind into it.
They work after it.
Like just being in like just having a grind just makes you feel like you're doing something with your life, whatever it is. Let's say let's say you're making beats. Of course no one's going to listen to your beats first off. No one's going to want to make songs on your beats in the first couple of years or first couple of months. And everyone's going to say, "Dude, why are you making beats? That's stupid." Like just if you put it just have a grind, something that you like, something that you want to put your grind in, your full effort in. Or let's say that you wanted to be a barber, and let's say you got like you got 5, 6 different returning customers. If you like doing being a barber, just put your grind into it. Work over hours. If someone wants a haircut at like 1 p.m., 1 a.m., do it. Like don't see that, oh, cuz it's too late that I can't do it. That's just an example. If you like being a barber, and just put your grind into it, and for many other jobs too.
Obviously, as a young Christian, don't prioritize work over God. Don't prioritize work over family. But um, with your free time, whenever you're not in church or whenever you're not with your family, you should be working. Like working is is a huge part of your life. It gives you money, which makes you be able to do other things like buy a house and buy things that you need. But also, it gives you the ability to learn things and to be more capable, right? So don't think that work is a chore. It's a privilege to work because while you're working, you're learning. While you're working, you're getting stronger. While you're working, you're earning. While you're working, you're getting more mature and smarter. And so, like, you don't lose anything from working. And if you have to start a 9 to 5 and you feel like, man, I wish I had my own company. I wish I had my, you know, you know, a huge capital, tons of money so I can invest right now. Hey, it sucks that you weren't like that in the beginning, but it's okay. You can start at your 9 to 5 wherever you are, and then slowly save up money, slowly go to school, learn, and then when you have enough money on the side, you could invest. Quit your 9 to 5 and make your own company, or have your company on the side with your 9 to 5, and then you'll get there too. As don't be afraid of where you're at right now in your beginnings. You didn't mess up. The the beginning of the story doesn't really matter. The ending of the story matters. Is what's important. And so put in the effort, see the things that are helping you get to your goals, see the things that are stopping you from your goals, and delete those, and only do what's good for you. Go to church, spend time with your family, better your relationship if you're married, better your relationship with your spouse, better your relationship with your friends, better your relationship at work, and put God first in everything you do, and you'll win. You can't lose. So as a young person, you have all the energy, the time to put in work and invest in your future.
Okay, you want to start wrapping up?
Yeah.
Or do you want to start like a second podcast, different topic?
Like a two, like right now?
Oh yeah, we can just restart.
Um, we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. Um, as a young person, definitely as a guy, I'll say it how it is for Romanians. As a Romanian guy, you are expected to get married, right, Nikki?
In the community, yeah.
In the Romanian community, you're expected to get married. And one of the things with getting married is that you need, as a guy, to think of everything. You have to prepare for everything. Your wife doesn't have to do too much. She doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to provide. She doesn't have to do anything in the Romanian community because her job traditionally in the Romanian community is to be a housewife, to take care of the children and to be spiritually in tune with God and to take care of herself and the children and you. Her job doesn't really you can't really prepare her other than um, her bettering her character and her relationship with God. With a guy, you need to work. You need to financially be ready. You need to be spiritually ready. You need to be physically prepared. You need to be mentally prepared. Maturity. You need to be mature, and like you have to do so much as a young guy.
Just honestly, just occupy yourself. Find something you want to do that you think is cool.
But be productive at the same time.
Yeah, being occupied is being productive.
No, no, because you could be
Yeah,
occupied doing something non-productive, like playing video games. That's not productive.
I mean, be occupied as in work.
Be occupied in being busy, being productive.
Get busy. Always do something, even if it's small. Even if you think, oh, there's other people doing more important stuff than me. How do I get into that important stuff? Take you have time, and when people say, oh, you don't have any time, you they're telling it to you the wrong way. You got to understand that, like, you have day by day. Take it takes time. Don't think that every day that the world's gonna end and then you should just give up on everything. Like, no, like,
No.
like we said, look at yourself in 5 years. Like, yeah, I guess maybe, God forbid, you might get into some accident and you'll die. But you have to keep the mentality that you will live for another 5 years. And what can you do that'll make your life better, make your loved one's life better in those 5 years?
Exactly. And as a young man, you need to prepare for marriage. That's the next best thing. I mean, you got your job, you got your car. Maybe you don't have a place to stay, but marriage is your next best thing to do.
Okay, yeah,
And
let's wrap it up.
it's a lot of responsibility for a young man. Imagine, Nikki, you're married. You got to be on top of everything. You got to be on top of being financially. You got to be financially on top. You got to be spiritually on top. You got to be emotionally on top, mentally on top, physically on top. Like that's a lot of burden on you. I mean, that's a lot of responsibility, right? And the wife doesn't really have to do much because she's a feminine nature. She's only responding. I mean, yeah, she could do her job, but I mean, if the guy doesn't do her job, it doesn't matter how good the girl is, the whole thing's gonna fail. And so, for the guy being the leader of the house, as the Bible says, you have a huge responsibility that you need to bear. And so, for you right now, don't be
Okay,
lazy,
let's wrap it up.
hop it on, and
Wrap
get to it.
wrap it up.
That's it. That's my rap.
Okay, guys, see you in the next podcast.